Explore global cultures, find unity in diversity, stories that bridge worlds and hearts. Once upon a time, there were 8 divines, kind of like a magical dream team who were famous for their quirky powers. They are Hang Guo Lao, Han Hong Li, Lu Dongbin, Tai Guai Li, He Shang Gu, Han Shang Zi, Lan Kai He, and Cao Guo Jiu. Basically, they were the original squad goals. One fine day, after attending a massive birthday bash for the Queen Mother of the West, the 8 divines were flying back home over the East Sea. They were cruising in the clouds when they spotted the most epic waves below, like the kind surfers dream about. Naturally, someone suggested a new game. Lu Dongbin, always the competitive one, said, "Hey, why don't we throw our magical stuff into the sea and use it to cross the water? Whoever makes it across first wins." Everyone loved the idea because divines love showing off. Probably too much celestial wine involved too. Tai Guai Li was the first to respond enthusiastically, "Great idea. Watch mine first." He threw his iron crutch into the sea and it floated like a small boat. With a somersault, Tai Guai Li landed on the crutch, balancing on it in the water. Next, Han Hong Li tossed his banana leaf fan onto the sea and leaped onto it. The other divines soon followed suit, each showcasing their unique abilities. Hang Guo Lao rode backward on his donkey. Lu Dongbin stood on his male and female swords. Han Shangzi sat on his flute. He Shan Gu floated on her lotus flower. Lan Kai He balanced on a flower basket, and Cao Guo Jiu stood on a jade tablet. All of them began to float effortlessly on the sea's surface. As the 8 divines drifted along the tumultuous waves, they experienced a new sense of excitement, different from flying through the clouds. They were having a fun time. Woohoo! Woohoo! Suddenly, Cao Guo Jiu pointed to the right and shouted, "Look, there's a mirage." Everyone turned to see a mountain rising from the sea. On the mountain, there were trees and buildings. It gradually ascended into the sky, transforming into clouds, which were quickly blown away by the wind. Han Shangzi remarked, "We are truly fortunate to witness this. The mirage is caused by the breath of a dragon in the sea, something one might only see once in 100 years. We're lucky." Just then, Lan Kai He suddenly disappeared. The group looked around in all directions, calling out his name, but there was no trace of him. Hang Guo Lao guessed, "It must be the Dragon King of the East Sea. He's unhappy with us showing off our powers on his sea and has captured Lan Kai He. Let's go to the Dragon Palace and demand his release." Off they went to the Dragon King's palace, where they politely knocked on the door of their divines, not barbarians. But the Dragon King wasn't having it. He flat out refused to return Lan Kai He, probably because the divines had been treating his sea like their personal playground. To make things worse, he sent his shrimp soldiers and crab generals to chase the 8 divines out of his watery domain. Now, if you think the divines were just going to run away from a seafood platter army, think again. They whipped out their magical treasures and a full-blown underwater battle ensued. Crab claws were flying, shrimp were snapping, and the divines fought back with their usual flair. In the chaos, they accidentally killed 2 of the Dragon King's Sun Tzus. Well, when the Dragon King heard that, he was furious. He called his dragon buddies from the south, west, and north seas. Because, you know, when one Dragon King is mad, he calls the whole squad. But the divines weren't done yet. Tai Guai Li pulled out his wine gourd. The guy was never without it and used it to suck up all the seawater. Meanwhile, the others brought Mount Tai, yes, an entire mountain, and threw it into the East Sea, which was now a desert. What was once an ocean was now a giant mountain range, and the Dragon Kings were beyond confused. The battle grew so intense that the skies darkened, and the sun and moon lost their light. The commotion alarmed the Taoist deity Tai Shang Lao Jun, the Buddha, and the goddess Guan Yin, who all rushed over to mediate. In the end, they reached a compromise. Lan Kai He would give 2 pieces of jade. to the Dragon King of the East Sea as compensation for the loss of his two sons. And Guan Yin would move Mount Tai back to its original place. Because of this incident, the Jade Emperor demoted the 8 divines by 1 rank. From then on, they no longer dared to cause any more trouble outside. The story teaches us balance. The 8 immortals were bold, they used their strengths, and they worked together to overcome challenges, which are positive traits. However, they also let their mischievousness and recklessness get out of hand, leading to unnecessary conflict with the Dragon King. Their demotion reflects the idea that power and collaboration must be tempered with responsibility and respect for others' boundaries. So, while it's good to be bold and confident, there's a cautionary message about humility and knowing when to stop, showing that even great strength and unity should be used wisely.
Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to explore, learn, and get connected. See you in the next video.